So now what we're going to do, a couple things sitting here, and then we're going to lie back down on our back. So today we're going to do some stuff with arms. We haven't been doing stuff with arms as much as we have with legs in the last couple classes. So all I want you to do is, without, find a place in your home if you can do this without poking somebody else or your wall. Just extend your arms straight out from your body and then draw them back in. Go ahead and extend them out and draw them in. One more time, extend them out and draw them in. Good. Bring them down and relax for a moment. Just give yourself a couple nice shoulder shrugs. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take and we're going to work, and especially for those of you guys that have had anything like any kind of carpal tunnel, what I want you to do is be aware, but this is probably something that may help. This comes from a really great physical therapist and turned yogi by the name of Dr. Ginger Garner. And this is a way of kind of flossing, getting the nerves that come down our arms and go down into our hands and fingers, moving a little bit. So with this, what you're going to do is you're going to kind of externally rotate your arms, which means this elbow crease should be kind of turning up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to take the hands and having your arms kind of down low and just kind of like reach the hands up and out and then bring them back down. You may want to start off with your arms down, kind of aiming down towards the ground. And just make sure that this is feeling okay, but keep every effort to try to keep that elbow crease kind of going up more towards your ceiling. And if this is feeling comfortable, you'd want to do this maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 times. If it's not, gently, but still doing it. Now bring your arms up a little bit higher. Same thing though, that's still that elbow crease trying to go up towards the ceiling. And again, the hands are going to go up and down. And in some places, are you feeling this, Elodie? Is it feeling okay? Okay, all right. Elodie's had some wrist elbow things, yep. So this is moving that nerve a little bit. Now, one more time, if you aren't already up around your shoulder height, same thing, keep trying to keep the elbow crease going up towards the ceiling. So a little external rotation in the arms. Kind of like we're weird birds and we're kind of flapping just the ends of our wings. Good, and release. And now again, if you want to do a couple shoulder circles. All right, that's one of them, and it comes down into the first 3 fingers. Now for the 4th and 5th finger, the same thing, except this time we're going to bend the elbows. Now when bending the elbows, again, try to keep that elbow crease going up. Start off low, and the same thing, kind of move your hands forward and back. This time you may be kind of doing it like this. Good. Now bring it up a little higher. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that nerve going down into my right hand, which means there may have been a little tightening up around this nerve. This is the only way I can keep my elbow crease up. And one more time, up around your shoulder height. And I see somebody's chatting. Let me see what this is about. Good. Once you're done with that, release it on down. And come back into
your screen is frozen.
Mary, it keeps switching to other
I
people.
know our internet is kind of going in and out a little bit, so hopefully at least the audio will keep going. All right.
Okay, but I don't know what to do because
Now,
I can't see.
what we're going to do here is we're going to take this and we're going to do a couple other things with this. So if you have a block or a book, what I want you to do is grab onto your block or a book. And this is what we're going to do, is this is now a wrist strengthener. If you've had some wrist issues or some carpal tunnel issues, I'm going to tell you, you may want to not do it with something that's heavy. Like Elodie has a lighter block, or you can just do it with your hand. So taking your block into your right hand. And with this, you're going to keep your forearm parallel with the floor. Inhale up and exhale back down. Inhale up and down. Sorry guys, there's nothing I can do about our internet connection. Inhale up and exhale back and down. One more time. Good. Go ahead and switch arms. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale back down. 5 times in total. Inhale up and exhale back down. Good, and release. Now, if you want to work on wrist strength, we're going to be doing and working up to the pose of side plank today, which involves having your wrist at this 90-degree angle and being able to support body weight on it. So if you know that your wrists, or you've had wrist problems before during yoga classes, a lot of times it may be because your wrists weren't ready to handle the load of your body weight. That's why if you have a chair or something in your house, we're going to be able to lessen that body weight. But over time, what you also want to do is progressively start to work on the strength of your wrists as well. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to come down and onto your back and have your strap or your resistance band handy. So go ahead and come onto your back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move our little Wi-Fi thing over away from a cement wall and see if that actually helps. Somebody help me remember this at the end of class. Let's see if we can get a better connection over here. All right, so you're on your back. What I want to encourage you to do first on your back is to go ahead and just do a nice full body stretch. Stretch out your legs, stretch out your arms. Just really, really reach out, and just reach out through your fingertips, reach out through your toes, take a couple nice big full breaths there. And then draw your hands into fists, but keep them stretching out, and draw your feet, your toes towards your body, and push out through your heels now and your wrists. Stretch, 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 you feel good. And on a nice big exhale, draw your knees up and into your body, take your arms around your knees, and give yourself a little rock and roll. Allow yourself to just massage your back body. All right. So I've heard from a couple of you guys that you can't see me right now. I don't know what's going on. It's got to be the internet. Our camera looks like it's still working. All right, so from rocking and rolling, what you're going to do is you're just going to take that strap or your resistance band and put it around the bottom of your right foot. And what I want you to do is try to get it around the big toe mound in your toes. If you have a strap, that's going to be a little harder. If you have a resistance band, it's or a sash of some kind, it's usually a little wider. Now what you're going to do is as you take that right leg up in the air, you can always keep your left leg bent or you can stretch it out, whatever's most comfortable for your back, is you're just simply going to take that strap and push it up with your toes and bring it back down. Push it up with your toes and then bring your foot back as if it's the foot's trying to walk on the ceiling. Do that 3 more times. Up and down. And this is a nice way for that right foot of kind of flossing one of the nerves that goes through the outside of our right hip. So we're just doing this on the right foot, up and down a couple more times. Good. And once you've done that somewhere between 5 to 10 times, go ahead and take that strap off the bottom of your foot and switch legs. So now we're going to take that strap or resistance band or sash, whatever you have, on the bottom of your left foot. And the same thing, you can keep your right knee bent with the foot on the ground if that's more comfortable for your back, or you can stretch your right leg fully out. Now with the strap, again, what you're doing is you're pushing your toes and the balls of your feet, the big toe mound, the little toe mound, up against just a little light resistance on your strap or that band. Moving your foot up and down, so your foot is if it's aiming up towards the ceiling, and then you're pushing up through the big toe, little toe mound, and then coming back down like this. That's what you're doing with your foot. And about, again, 5 to 10 times on this side. Once you've done about your 5 to 10 times, this is like a nerve glide for the nerves on the outside of our hip. Go ahead and again, bend that knee, bring it on in, take the strap off of that foot. All right, and we're just going to do 2 more things on the back. The first thing is we're going to come into a twist. All right, so go ahead and take your strap off to the side. You won't be needing that anymore. And bend your knees, Bring them up towards your body. Take your arms out to the side. Take a nice inhale. Try to keep your shins parallel with the floor if you can. And on the exhale, lower your knees halfway over to one side. On the inhale, bring them up. And on the exhale, halfway over to the other side. We're not going all the way down. Inhale up. Continue this. Do this maybe 3 to 5 times on each side. I like to use an exhale going over to the side and an inhale to come back up to center. But you may want to work the other way with your breath. Whichever way you're doing it, use a nice full breath, whichever one. Exhaling fully and inhaling fully. Again, 3 to 5 times on each side, not going all the way down, only going about halfway down. We're just warming up the spine, warming up the abdominals. Good. And once you've done that 3 to 5 times, go ahead and keep your knees bent, but drop your feet back down to the ground. And what you're going to do here is just do a couple gentle bridge poses. What that means is you're planting your feet down, maybe hip width apart, maybe slightly wider. Press down the feet and just on an inhale, lightly start to lift your hips and your spine up. And on the exhale, come on back down. You can have your hands down by your side or out to the outside of your body, whichever one works better. Just keep doing this again 3 to 5 times. Nice full, again, like an inhale to come up and an exhale to come down, but you can always do the reverse. And it's actually kind of fun to play with doing the reverse every once in a while. Okay, once you've done, you should be done with about those times. Now, a moment ago, I think I lied to you. I said we were going to be done with that. Go ahead and draw your knees on into your body. We have one more thing that you can do. And Elodie, can I have you kind of turn sideways? We're going to do the bringing the legs up and then lowering them down 30, 60, 90, and then backing up. So if you watch Elodie, now here's a couple options for this. This is going to work your abdominals a little bit. It'll make it a little bit easier if you were to take your hands and put them underneath, just at the top of your gluteals, kind of underneath your hip bones back here. If you do that beneath you on the floor, that might make it a little easier. The next level of this would be to put your hands down by your sides. The next level would be to out by the sides. And then the last level would be to have them on the floor up over your head like that. Now, Elodie's going to show you what we're going to do, whichever arm position you want to do. So your inhale, you'll bring your legs straight up, and your exhale, you're going to start to come down 30 degrees. Inhale there. Exhale, then about halfway, 45 degrees. You'd stop and inhale there. And then the next one, almost all the way down to the ground. And then a nice big inhale to come all the way back up. If for any reason that doesn't feel comfortable for your body, just simply bend your knees, bring them down into your body, and go up and down with bent knees. 30, 60, 90. Doing this again, maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 times. Use your breath. Your full inhale brings the legs up to your 90-degree position. Then exhale about 30 degrees down. Stop and inhale there. Then the next exhale comes down about halfway. Inhale there. And then the next one almost all the way down to the ground. If you need to rest them on the ground for a second, do that. And then inhale back up. Everyone do one more of those. Again, if it's not feeling comfortable on your back, please stop and don't do them. And once you finish your last one, once again, go ahead and hug your knees on into your body. Give yourself a little rock and roll massage action. Say, thank you, my spine. Thank you, my abdominals. Good job. And now we're going to come over and on to the abdomen. Okay. Now, here on the abdomen, all we're going to do is we're going to do what I call a little baby progressions. So I'm going to bring the camera down just a little bit more so you can see a little bit more of what Elodie's doing. So it may be helpful for you to watch this for just a moment so that you can see. So come on down, Elodie, with your hands on your forehead. Your forehead on your hands. Oof, I can't talk today. Now the first thing that we're going to do is just simply find a good leg position. So you're going to press down through your sacrum and through the top of your feet. What I want you to do is I want you to check out, most of you are going to feel comfortable with your legs either hip width apart. I see my internet's going out again. I'm going to stop for a minute because nobody can hear me. Okay, your feet should be either hip width apart or slightly wider. So right here, I want you to just kind of ground down through your sacrum and then ground down through all 10 of your toes and see, do you feel comfortable? Where do you feel comfortable? Find that. Some of you may even want to be even wider than your hips. So find that place. Now, with this, what you're going to do is you're going to start to feel how your inhale fills your body. And as your inhale fills your body lightly comes up. And then your exhale brings you back and down. So just feel that and experience that. And if you want to, allow your body to gently come up and down a little bit as you're doing that. Brenda's saying to everyone, if you can, please turn your video off so that you can just see us, if that's helpful and if that's possible for you. That's a good suggestion. So your video is over on the bottom left side of your screen, if you can turn that off. Good. Now that you've got that pattern going, what I want you to do is take your hands out just a little bit wider, almost like you're making a diamond shape with your arms. So your hands are going to be up a little bit farther ahead of your head maybe, and maybe separated from each other just a Sorry guys, as you know, we're having some problems with our internet today. So we're back, and I hope that you can hear me once again. All right, sorry about that. It may happen again where once we get it back, we'll try to keep going. We're here in Costa Rica and our internet's been going in and out a little bit the last few days. All right, so hopefully we're back and we're gonna try to keep going now. All right, so your arms are lightly out to your sides, and what you're gonna do is you're going to keep pressing down through your pubic bone in all 10 toes. Your inhale, you're gonna lift your head, and on your exhale, you're gonna start to turn towards the right as if you were starting to look. You're this baby that's just starting to be able to lift your head up. Then inhale back to center and exhale, come on down. Inhale your head up, gently turn it towards the left. Inhale back to center and come back down. Do that one more time. Have your arms wherever they're comfortable for you to do this from. Just the feeling that that right arm supports you a little bit more as you come forward, as you come up, and exhale back down. And one more time, inhale the head up and start to turn towards the left, and exhale back and down. Go ahead and come and rest your head on your hands for a moment. Just wiggle your body a little bit. Good. Now this time what we're going to do is we're going to come a little bit farther. And so LED, what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate the coming up using the arm and the leg. So this time, as you come up, your arms are going to be out here. You're going to start that looking towards the side. Start to straighten your right arm and actually bring that right knee over to the side as if you're getting ready to crawl. And then exhale back and down. And the same thing to the left. Start to straighten that left arm and bring that knee over. Good. Do this twice on each side. Good. Your inhale, you start to straighten the arm to that side, look to that side and bring that knee up and come back down. And once you've done that twice on each side, what I want you to do is one more time on each side, and this time just see if you can actually come up and onto those knees. As you come up, you actually lift your body, and then you exhale, you come back down. And do it one more time to the other side. Lift the whole body. Good. Come on down. And as you're ready then, you're going to come up and onto your hands and knees. Good job. So this is, I know at least one of you has a little baby, and this is what your baby actually gets to, and then they start crawling and we're all in big trouble. All right. We're on concrete, so I'm putting a little bit more cushioning underneath my knees. If you need some, please use a blanket. What we're going to do now on hands and knees is we're going to engage our abdominals a little bit more. So you're going to plant your hands down más o menos underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. What I want you to start to feel, you can go ahead and do a couple cat-cows if you want. Lifting and moving your spine, arching your spine up to the ceiling, dropping the tailbone and the head with your exhale. Inhale, lifting through the tail, letting that ripple through your spine, through the crown of your head. Good. After doing a couple of those, just go ahead and wiggle a little side to side. What we're going to do now is we're going to start to work towards what's called bird dog sometimes. So this is where we're going to start off by just simply lifting your right leg up and set it down. And what I want you to do is notice your hip. Last week, remember how I had you put a brick there? Just try to keep your hips as stable as possible. Lift that knee and then start to extend that leg back and then bring it back and down. And just practice doing that a time or two on each side, trying to keep your hips really stable. And back and down. Good. Once you've done that once to each side, if you find that your wrists are already starting to bother you, turn your wrists into fists and set your hands down like this, or do what I call bird speak, where you lift your fingers like tripods and set them like that. That's actually a good way to strengthen your fingers too. All right, now we're going to start to do the same thing, but we can add in the arms. If you're finding that this is a lot already for your abdominals, just simply keep working with the legs or the arms separately. If you're ready, take one of your legs out back, take the other arm forward. See if you can hold for 1, 2, or 3 breaths. Sorry, every time it comes back, I get muted. Here we go. Yay, we're back again. All right, now what I want you to do is on this next time, if you can, I want you to, with the hand and the knee that stays down on the ground, just try to drag that hand and that knee towards each other as you extend out through the others. So one more time, starting with your right leg, left arm if you're doing both. Drag your left arm and right knee towards you and into your body. Hold for 1, 2, or 3 breaths with the others extended. Once you've done those breaths, exhale to bring them back and down. Good job. And on the other side. Radiate out through your body, but at the same time, hug in with the opposite arm and leg. And exhale when you're done your 1, 2, or 3 breaths to bring it down. Good job. Go ahead and take it back into a child's pose. Just roll out your wrists a couple times as you need to. Breathe into that back body. All right. Come back up onto either standing on your knees or sitting on your heels for a moment. One more thing we're going to do, since we're going to end up in side plank, we're just going to practice that a little bit here. So I'm going to show you from here. You'll stay on your mat. I want you to take, and on your mat, again on your hands and knees, what you're going to do is you're going to swing your leg off of your mat and just take that other leg back and just find this position for a moment. Get that feeling of really reaching down through that hand, but lifting up to the other arm. Pressing down through this knee, I want you to find the lift on this side of your body, and then reach out through the head and out through this back heel. And if it's comfortable, you can always start to practice lifting up that back leg. All right, that's what we're going to do. So find yourself sideways on your mat, not sideways. Come onto your hands and knees. Sure. From your hands and knees, you're going to be regular on your mat, Peter. You're not turning sideways. Sorry, I lied. From your hands and knees, plant your right arm down. Keep your right knee down. But start to swing your right foot to your side and extend your left foot to the back of your mat. Exactly. You should watch what I did. Now, start to lift from your right side body. Can you create that lift through your right side body? Your right knee should still be underneath your right hip, your hips and shoulders in line with each other. If you want, extend up through that top arm. And if you can always play with lifting that left foot off the ground or not. Keep that right side body engaged. One more breath maybe. Radiate out through the head, out through your left heel. Exhale, bring it back on down. Good. Come onto hands and knees. Lift up on your knees. Roll that right wrist for a moment. And we're going to switch and do the other side. So back to hands and knees. And all you're going to do is you're now going to be balancing on your left hand and your left knee. So your left knee kind of swings off the side of your mat. and your hip should stay in line with your shoulders. Extend your right foot back, and you can keep that foot down on the ground as much as you want. Start to see, I want you to create lift on the left side body and lift up through that top arm. Good. If it's comfortable, like Elodie's doing, lift that back foot up, push out through the crown of the head. See this nice line of her spine. Maybe one more breath there. Maybe not. When you need to, gently bring it back and down. Good. And then just stand up on your knees for a moment and just move both of your wrists. Good job. Come on up to standing. All right. We're going to do a couple sun salutations, and the first one is going to be knees down. So I'm going to keep this blanket on my mat, if you want to have your blanket on your mat. And then come up to the front of your mat. Find your mountain pose. Again, your feet don't have to be. Sorry, gang, we lost it again. Here we go. We're back. Hopefully you're still in your mountain pose. All right, here we go. So from your mountain pose, what we're going to do is bring the hands into the heart. I'm going to bring this back so you can see a little bit of all of this again. All right. And just bow down with your exhale. Remember your intention and dedication. On the inhale, in whatever way is comfortable, lift the arms up, extend up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, nice and easy forward bend. Go ahead and bend your knees. Take a moment to allow your head to hang. Let your back feel nice and long. And I want you to find this comfortably, so bend your knees as needed. Take your breath all the way into your spine. Feel it in your low back, your mid back, your upper back. Nod your head saying yes and no. Remember, we always have choices, except for if our internet goes out, then we don't have choices anymore. All right, just kidding. All right, inhale into a flat spine position. On the exhale, we're going to take that right leg back and set the knee down. Hands can be either on your bricks or right here on the mat. And all I want you to do is just for a moment, start to bring your hands up and onto this front knee. Remember how we did this the other day? We're going to do a little isometric work for our psoas iliacus group. So putting both of your hands on this front knee. And all I want you to do is start to lightly press down with your hands, about 20% of your arm's ability to press into that. And at the same time, you're trying to lift your leg up about 20%. And we're going to do this for about 3 more breaths. You may start to feel that muscle deep under the abdomen here on the left side. Hopefully you do. And exhale, release. Take the hands down. We're going to take the other leg back. And guess what? Push-up time. So what I want you to do is I want you to find a comfortable position for your arms. See if you can get those elbow creases facing towards the front of your mat. Inhale here and try to do 3 push-ups, or maybe just 1. Lower down using your abdominals. And inhale up. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale up. 1 more time. Good job. And inhale up. Wasn't that some fun? Now come on down onto your abdomen. With yourself down on the abdomen, extend your arms out straight in front of you. Again, have your feet either hip width or a little bit wider. On your inhale, lift up one arm in the opposite leg. Exhale, bring that back and down. Now your head and chest may come up with you. Do that. Do the opposite side. Inhale up. And exhale back and down 2 more times each side. Inhaling up, opposite arm and leg. Exhale down, keep rooted through your pubic bone. Root through the side that stays down. Good. And 1 more time. Once you've done your 3 times, go ahead and bring your hands back and under the shoulders. Inhale up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, take it back into a child's pose. You can either use your fists underneath your forehead, or if your forehead can rest on the ground, take your breath into your back body. Check in with your body, your breath, your mind, your energy. Let's see how everything's feeling right now. Once you've done that check-in, go ahead and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Start to lift back up. And we're going to bring your right foot forward and come back into that lunge position. And once again, you're going to have your hands on this knee. Here we're going to do our isometric work again. Pressing down with the arms up to about 20% of your body's ability to do so. And at the same time, trying to lift this right leg up about 20% of your ability to do so. Holding. Seeking out the sensation of that really deep muscle group under the right side of the ribs. And exhale, release. Good. We're going to take the hands down to the mat. We're going to lift up the back foot and leg. And exhale, step it forward. Coming into your forward bend again. Inhale, just maybe extend through the crown of your head. On the exhale, bending the knees again. Release the top of the head down. Root into the feet. On the next inhale, lift all the way up. Reach to the sky, maybe even a light back bend. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Let's see if we can make it through the next one without the internet going out. On this one, we're going to keep the leg lifted. So if you have that blanket on your mat, go ahead and take it out from under there. All right. So this time, instead of coming into regular plank, we're going to come down and onto elbow plank. So you can come into that from regular plank, coming in, lowering down onto the elbows, or if it's easier for you to just set up going into elbow plank, just know that's where we're going into. Once again, starting with the hands at the heart. Exhale, bowing down, remembering intention, dedication. Inhale as you're ready, lengthening up through the arms. Exhale, folding forward back to our forward bend. Inhale, extending the spine, and on the exhale, step that left leg back. Guess what? We've got our hands on the right leg now. Once again, we're going to do 3 breaths. Pressing down 20% with the arms, lifting up 20% with the leg. Uno. We've lost. Dos. Here we go again. Tres. Good. Now we're going to take and inhale the arms up. Lightly feel your tailbone getting a little bit long. Try to tuck under a little bit with the rear end, lifting up through the heart. One more breath. Good. On the exhale, start to bring the arms down. And this is where you can start off either on the hands or go right down to the elbows. We're going to end up in elbow plank. If you can start off regular plank and then come down one arm at a time. Great. Now push out through the crown of your head, push out through the heels. Inhale here. On the exhale, turn a little bit to the right, lower your right hip, a little bit of a twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, same thing to the left. Inhale back to center. Woo. Exhale, bring the pelvis down. Oh, separate the feet again to that hip width or more. Find yourself in your Sphinx pose. Right here, pressing down through the hands. Drag the elbows towards you, lifting lightly up through the heart. 1, 2, or 3 breaths here. And then when you're ready, put your hands together. Exhale, lower your head down. Rest your head on your hands for a moment. Do your check-in with your body, your breath. If you need to, wiggle your hips or lift your heels and rock your feet a little side to side like a windshield wiper. Good. Having done your check-in, hands back under the shoulders. Inhale up, either coming up on hands and knees or transitioning up and back into down dog. You'll find and feel that this is kind of a long down dog right here. It's okay. Just take for a moment, ground through the hands, feel the energy from your palms lifting all the way up through your shoulders. Try to do that light external wrapping of your upper arms so your elbow creases are starting to face a little bit more towards the front of your mat. One more breath. Good. And then on the next inhale, you're going to slightly lift your left leg. And on the exhale, step that forward. We're going to come up into crescent pose. Just like we did before, take your hands out of this front knee. Good. Again, the isometric work. 3 breaths. Pressing down with the 2 arms, lightly lifting up through that foot. About 20% of your ability to do this on each side. Working with the psoas, iliacus. And then on the exhale, we're going to step forward and just inhale the arms up from like a chair pose. Root down to the ground. Lift up and back. And exhale the hands to the heart. Good. All right, for this next move, you're going to want to have your brick or your chair. So we're going to have a brick here. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn sideways. So we're going to just show this here for a moment. And we're going to take it down and into triangle pose, Trikonasana. So from here, I'm just going to show you this way. You're going to take and get your feet into a position that works for you for Trikonasana. And what I want you to do is we're going to take this front arm and kind of make it like a stop sign. So we're going to lift it up like this. Now, if you have the brick in your hand and you do that, it's going to be good wrist exercise. What I want you to do is you're going to activate this side body as we come down into our Trikonasana. So I'm going to lift my brick up, inhale, and on the exhale, as I come down, I'm resisting with this arm. I'm not reaching out. I'm actually trying to draw in as much as I can. And I didn't even make it down to my brick. I'm going to keep my hand on my leg. All right. My other arm is extending up and I'm broadening across here. All right. That's our Trikonasana. So find your position, right leg forward. You may or may not want a brick in your hand. If you know you can go down pretty far, have your brick in your hand. Starting off, what I want you to do is just get your right arm into that stop. And if you want to go, stop in the name of love. All right, it's always fun to do. Inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to start to come over, but resist with your right arm. Keep trying to pull that right arm into your body and only go down as far as it feels right to do that. Maybe using the brick, maybe just finding your hand on your leg. Now just feel yourself grounding into that back foot, lifting up through that arch, taking it all the way through the crown of your head. Broaden across your two collarbones. One more breath here, using your abdominals to maybe lift up through that left hip a little bit more. Good. We're going to inhale to come up. Reach into your left leg. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. And just turn both your feet towards the long side of your mat. Take your hands to your waist. All right, we're now going to go to the other side. So your left foot being forward. You can just simply turn yourself around on your mat. Again, if that brick was handy, use the brick. If not, just have your arms here. First, take your left arm up. Have it in that stop position. Feel free to sing along. In the name of love, before you break my heart. Think it over. All right, just kidding. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Resist, resist, resist all the way down. Find that resistance on this left side. Slowly come down. Find where your hand wants to be. It might come down to the brick. It might not. So then here, find your grounding through that back foot, lifting up through the arch of that foot. Let that come all the way through your spine and out through the crown of your head. Find your collarbones opening away from each other. 1, 2, or 3 more breaths here. Come up when you need to. If you haven't yet, ground into that back foot. And on the next inhale, start to lift up and bring it back to center. Good. Turn both your feet towards the long side of the mat and either scissor or jump them together. All right. Now we're going to start to come down and work our way into our side plank. So side plank requires our arms to be nice and strong, but it also requires this feeling of radiating energy from your feet out through the crown of your head. If you know that it's hard for you to bear body weight on your wrists, and if you have a chair or a coffee table or something like that you can use, I'm just going to show you from the side. When I do this, I no longer have quite as much body weight going into my hand. So I can plant this here. I can use this leg for a support, and I can start to take this one out here. Now the idea is to press down through this hand and then to lift up with this arm. If it feels comfortable, you want to have your chair somewhere like on your mat with all 4 legs so it's not going to slide. I might even be able to start to come out like this. So this is option number 1. I'm sagging a little bit. Don't do this. Lift through the side. Engage the side like we just did in triangle. All right. That's option number 1. So that's a bus stop for those of you guys that know you might want to have that kind of support. Yep. Bus stop number 2 is going to be staying down and on the elbow. So you may want to come down on your elbow and have your other leg back behind you. This leg is extended out. And then lift up like this. And here's this one. Now with this one starts feeling comfortable and you want to start coming up on the tippy toes of this foot, maybe even extending it out. Super. All right. Third one is doing the same thing, but now using the full arm. Get that elbow crease facing towards your thumb. Lifting up again, you can start off using this leg back behind you and create this lift. This is a great work here. If you can, Starting to take the other leg out. Some of you may even be able to lift this top leg up. I'm not going to try to talk and demonstrate that at the same time. Okay, so choose your bus stop. Find either your chair or come down onto your elbow or onto your hand. You're going to use whichever side you want to start off with. Doesn't matter to me. I always start right side because I know it, remember it, to do it the right. Finding which one is right for you. Then start to extend out through the crown of the head and out through the heels. Radiate your energy through there. Keep that external rotation in your arm. Maybe lifting up and shining up through the top arm. Maybe just keeping that on your hips. Hold it for 1, 2, or 3 breaths. Try to breathe nice and fully into your shoulder, into your belly, out through the legs, through the crown of the head. Good job, everyone, I can see. When you're ready, gently start to lower down and either come onto your belly and rest for a moment or go into your plank pose and do another push-up, up dog and down dog for those of you guys that have your strength on today. Whew, check in, those of you guys that are resting. Just honor and acknowledge where you're at. And once you're ready, we're going to come over onto the other side. So your other arm's turn. Find it again under the shoulder. It shouldn't be way in front or behind. Get that elbow crease facing towards your thumb. Engage the muscles around the shoulder blades. Can be always on the elbow instead of on the hand. Now radiate energy out through the crown of your head. Radiate it out through the heels. Taking those nice full breaths, lifting from the underside of the body. Holding, breathing, supporting. Finding the right place for your body this morning. Beautiful. Looking great, you guys. On an exhale, gently and easily. Come on down. Come onto the belly. Rest your forehead on your hand. Just check in with your body, with your breath, with your mind and your energy. Acknowledge that there are times when we might need this strength, that there are times when we might need to rest. Honoring yourself in any moment and knowing that you can always find the way to honor your body, your breath, your mind, and your energy. Let them be healthy and united and working together. Good. Whew. How you feeling, you guys? You just did some good work. All right. Come on over for just a moment and come on to your back. Oh, oof. All right. And what I'm going to suggest doing on your back for just a moment here is how about come into a happy baby? If you know what that is, go ahead on into it. Just draw your knees into your body and you can hang on to either your ankles or the bottom of your feet and let your knees come down towards the armpits if that's comfortable. And just take a couple breaths here and rock a little side to side. Again, massaging, especially around your low back sacral area. Good. And now just for a moment, play with your legs. Just let one leg extend out. And then bring that back in and let the other leg extend out. If you've washed your toes, you can stick your toes in your mouth, but only if you've washed them for 20 seconds. Just kidding. All right. Go ahead and bring your knees on into your body once again. Just hug your knees in. Now all we're going to do here is we're just going to go ahead and keep your knees bent, but bring your feet down to the ground. And again, your feet may want to be in line with your hips, or they might want to be a little bit wider than your hips. What I want you to do is I want you to just find this feeling of your sacrum, that flat bone at the base of your pelvis on the ground, and feel that light inward curve, that natural curve of your low back. All you're going to do is you're just going to take, and on a full inhale, you're just going to feel how your back just lightly kind of comes down and up with your inhale and exhale. Just feel your breath coming all the way down into your low back as you breathe. Nice full breaths as you fill your lungs. Feel how your back comes down and into the ground, and on your exhale, it lightly lifts back up. Just do that a couple more times, and if it feels comfortable, you may actually want to start rocking your pelvis a little bit with that. So on your inhale, your pelvis may want to kind of come and tuck under a little bit, and then on your exhale, lifting up and finding a little bit more arch in your low back. Especially if you felt any strain in there, that might feel comfortable. Doing 1, 2, or 3 more of those. Good. All right. Now all we're going to do here is you're just going to take and separate your feet, take them completely off the sides of your mat. Your knees are going to stay bent. And now all you're going to do is you're just going to, on an exhale, just let your knees come over to one side. You may want to take your arms out to the sides. And then on the inhale, bring them back up to center and exhale over to the other side. Again, if for any reason this doesn't feel comfortable, what you may want to do is also activate your feet. By that I mean like lift your toes up a little bit towards the top of your feet, a little dorsiflexion. Do this a couple times. Again, if this doesn't feel comfortable on your back, you may want to actually lift your feet off the ground and do this, but if this is comfortable, you're keeping your feet on the ground to the outside edges of your mat as you do this. Good. All right, come on back up to center. So we're going to do one more thing, and this is going to be coming into an active bridge pose. So with this, again, feet are going to be hip width, maybe a little bit wider. Arms can start off as a side. This time we're going to come up into bridge pose and hold it. If that doesn't work for you, what you can do is come up and down, just like we did at the beginning of class with your inhales and exhales. For those of you that are comfortable in your bridge pose, you're going to start to press down into your feet. Drag your heels just lightly towards your gluteals as you lift up, which should activate your gluteals. We want them to be active in here. And if you can, as you're up and in this pose, reaching your hands either towards your heels or actually clasping your hands underneath you and wrapping those upper arms underneath your body. Grounding down through your arms, through your heels. Keep your heels lightly scrubbing towards your gluteals. Just breathe into this. Try not to over-breathe in the abdomen, but bring the breath now up and into the chest and throat. And if you can, hold this for maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 more breaths. Again, anytime that you need to come down, please do come down. Or if it's more comfortable for you to come up and down into this with your breath and not stay up, please do that. Feel the breath, try to move it up into our throat, our chest. Bringing some energy into our throat centers so that we can continue to speak our truth. Beautiful, everyone. Whenever it is that you're ready, lightly undo your arms and use a nice long exhale to lengthen your spine all the way down through your tailbone. Good. And as you come back and down, we're going to get ready now and we're going to do a full twist. Remember, those of you guys that were here with us on Monday, what I did is I had you keep your knees bent, place your feet down, and check out lifting your hips up and swinging them over to the right side of your mat. Then you're going to bring your knees up and into your body, take your arms out to the side, and lower your knees over to the left in a reclined twist. If that adjustment doesn't feel good on your spine, bring yourself back up to center and center your body, then draw your knees up and in and come over. Use any supports that you may want, either underneath your knees or underneath that back shoulder. If your back arm doesn't feel comfortable, what you can do is simply bend your elbow and bring your hand and rest it on your rib cage. Now just start to soften your body into this. This should be comfortable enough. We're going to stay here for at least another minute. So just breathe a nice full breath into that wonderful abdomen of yours, and on your exhales, allow it to soften. Breathe your breath into this right side of your hip, your low back, and on the exhale, allow that to soften. Breathe your breath into your chest, your heart. On your exhales, allow them to soften. Just breathe into your throat and jaw. Feel your jaw softening now. Breathing into your eyes and feel your eyes softening now. Allow yourself a couple nice deep breaths. And if you've been feeling some of the tension lately, all I will suggest is inhaling fully, and on the exhale, open your jaw. And just give a couple nice sighs. Doing that maybe 3 or 4 times. This sometimes helps me to find where in my body I'm still carrying any tension. And allowing it to release. Feel the security underneath you. Feel the release of your body, your breath, and your mind. Good. Now feel free to stay here for some more breaths if you'd like. If you're feeling like you've gotten release of tension on this side and you're ready to come up, just use an inhale to bring your legs back on up to center. If you like that adjustment of the hips, planting your feet down and recentering your body and then switching your hips over now to the left side of the mat, and then bringing your legs back up and in, and on an exhale, lower them over to the right. Allow yourself to release down. And again, use some supports either underneath or between your knees as needed. Perhaps underneath that left shoulder, or bending your left elbow and letting your left hand rest on the rib cage. And again, let's go through this progression of releasing in the body. Starting to exhale and soften the abdomen. Feel your navel relax to the spine. Breathing into the left hip, the low back on this side, and exhale, softening there. Taking and bringing the breath up into the chest and shoulder area. Exhaling and softening and releasing and relaxing there. Breathing into the throat and the jaw, making sure your jaw is lightly softened. Breathing into the eyes, the forehead, softening there. And just acknowledging once again the chance to inhale deeply. And release. Do a couple nice deep sighs. Remember, you've got that basket there. Keep putting anything that's feeling like it's weighing on you into that basket. You did a great job through this class of carrying the load that your shoulders needed you to carry, the strength that you needed for that. And now it's time to rest. Honoring the balance of this that we need. Honoring where you're at in the moment. Good job. And again, feeling free to stay here for a few more breaths. Whenever it is that you're ready, whenever it feels like this side is complete, beginning to come back and up. Bringing your knees back and up. And we're going to do one more thing before we go into Shavasana, or corpse pose. And this is going to be just a technique where we're going to engage, for those of you guys that know the bandhas, we're going to engage the 3 bandhas. You're going to lie flat on your back. If it's comfortable, I'm going to have you extend your arms straight back behind you. What we're going to do is I'm going to have you take in a nice full breath, and then you're going to exhale fully, all the breath out. Then you're lightly going to feel like you're lifting the muscles of your pelvic floor. You're lightly going to draw your chin in and down, and then you're going to try to draw your diaphragm muscle up and under the ribs and hold to the point of comfort. When you need to breathe back in, you'll soften those 3 areas, pelvic floor, chin, diaphragm, and invite the breath back in. In between, you can bring the arms back and down by your side. So we're going to do this 3 rounds, and then we're going to go right into Shavasana. So what you may want to do is have anything that you're going to want for your corpse pose nearby. If you're going to want a blanket underneath your head or something underneath your knees. When you've got that and you're ready, lie down on the ground. If it's comfortable, extend the arms on your floor up above your head. If not, you can always just kind of bring them out to the sides. Take in a nice full inhale. Inhale. Exhale, get all the breath out. Holding the breath out. Lightly lift the pelvic floor, chin in and down. Draw the diaphragm muscle up and under. Hold to the point of comfort. Observe. When you need to soften and breathe back in, soften the 3 areas, pelvic floor, chin, diaphragm, and invite breath back in. And then just watch while your breath stabilizes. In between rounds, you can always bring your arms back and down by your sides. And allow your breath to return to normal. Observe any sensations or anything that you notice in your body while this is going on. Good. We're going to enter into now a second round. So again, on your inhale, reach the arms up overhead on the floor. Full inhale, fill your lungs. Exhale all the breath out. Lightly lift pelvic floor, chin in and down. Draw the diaphragm muscle up and under, holding the breath out. Again, only to the point of comfort. Don't overstay your welcome. When you're ready to breathe back in, softening those 3 areas and inviting the breath back in. Observe. This is called Maha Mudra. It can be a wonderful thing to do before we go into Shavasana. Allow your breath to return back to normal. And we're going to enter into our third and final round. So on the next inhale, extend your body, extend the arms, full inhale, all the lungs filled. Exhale fully. Lightly lift the pelvic floor, chin in and down, diaphragm muscle comes up and under, holding the breath out, watching, observing. When it's your time, softening the pelvic floor, chin and diaphragm, and inviting the breath back in. Softly allow your arms to come back by your side. Observe as your breath stabilizes once again. And once you've done your observation, just gently and easily find whatever supports you may want to have for corpse pose, Shavasana. Finding if you want something underneath the knees to support them, if you want anything underneath your head to provide a cushion for underneath your head. Those you guys that are still in cold weather up in that New York area, you may want to have a light blanket to cover up with because your body will cool down during the time of Shavasana. We are going to be in this pose for close to 10 minutes. And so have the supports that will help you be comfortable during this time. Take your time to find just the right position for your body. That you have just the right position for your legs. You have exactly just the right position for your shoulder blades, the back of your head. That your legs are just the right distance apart. That your arms are just the right distance away from your body. Finding and feeling right now, getting any last wiggles in before we start to come even more into stillness. Good. All right. Now today we're going to start off bringing the breath first into your head and your brain. So starting right there, imagine that your breath is going directly into your brain, and on your exhale, your brain is softening and relaxing down. Breathing then into your forehead, your temples, all of the scalp of your head. And exhale, feeling that soften and relax. Breathing into your eyes, your ears, your cheeks. Your exhale starting to find your eyes softening inside of the socket. All the muscles around them softening. Your ears starting to turn more and more inward. Breathing then into the jaw, the lips and tongue. And exhale, softening, relaxing your tongue and your jaw. Now breathing from your neck and into your shoulders. And on some nice full exhales, feel all the muscles of the neck and the shoulders relaxing into the security of the earth underneath them. Feel yourself release anything you've metaphorically been carrying on your shoulders. Relaxing into this. Breathe now in through your rib cage and feel with some nice full exhales your spine and your rib cage softening and relaxing. Meeting the earth and opening to the earth, breath by breath. Breathing into the low back and abdomen. And with your exhale, softening the low back, softening the abdomen down. Feeling the release of softness and relaxation there. And breathing into the pelvic area, your sacrum, your hips. Your exhales, feeling your sacrum snuggling any amount more down. A softness in your pelvis and your hips as they rest into the security of the earth. Now allowing your breath to flow all the way down through your legs and your arms to your hands and your feet. The center part of your body secure and relaxed, and now sending it out to your extremities. Your breaths softening the muscles of the arms and the legs, softening the hands and the feet. Every part of you now completely relaxed. Just for a moment, feel this beautiful natural rhythm of your breath. And allowing yourself to rest in the center of your heart right now. Just imagine that you're taking a comfortable seat there and just simply observing as your body deepens into relaxation. Rest. Triambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushti vardhanam Urva vrukamiva bandhanan Mrityor mukshiyamamrita So just take your time. There's no rush. Begin to experience the feeling of your body once again laying on the earth. And just take your time to feel once again your breath within you, then gradually adding movement. Possibly just working with your fingers and toes, and allow that to come up through your feet, your arms, maybe doing a nice big old stretch again. Gradually draw your legs up and in, coming over onto the side that's the most comfortable for you. Take some breaths of transition there. Coming now from our corpse pose, we're now being reborn. What were you possibly able to release? What are you going to bring back with you now as we sit up into this new moment, this new day, our rebirth? As you're ready, gradually and easily use your arms to come back and up. And find a position that's going to be comfortable for you to sit in for about 5 minutes. We're just going to do a short little meditation here. You can always use a chair or any supports that will help your spine to feel nice and tall. Letting your arms rest comfortably. And then again, once you're in your position, either finding your soft gaze or closing your eyes. And again here, just checking in with your body. How's it feeling now? With your breath, with your mind, with your energy. Have there been any changes from what you've done? Having done your check-in, I want you to now start to go into visualizing as if your breath is going to begin up above the top of your head and come down through the center of your brain into the bottom of your heart, just about at the base of your sternum. Your exhale comes from there, back and up in front of the spine, out through the crown of the head, and again ends at this point, maybe 6 or so inches above your head. Breathing in, coming into the base of the heart, exhaling back up and out. Visualizing your breath coming down through here. Visualizing it going it back and up. If it's helpful, imagine that there's a star at this place above your head. And as you inhale, you're drawing the light of that star down into the base of your heart. And your exhales carrying it back up and out. Continuing this, yet if it's comfortable, starting to rest in the pauses. So as your inhale comes down and into the base of the heart, then just pausing there, maybe just for a second or two, before you then exhale and bring the breath back up and out through the crown of the head into the place up at the top. Again, possibly pausing at the end of your exhale. Inhaling, drawing the breath down to the base of the heart. Pause. Exhaling back and up and out through the crown of the head. And again, a pause there. If the pauses aren't comfortable, just simply continue to bring your breath down and back and up. Let the pauses be comfortable. If at any point it's creating a disturbance in your breath or a feeling of tension, just simply return back to your natural breath, coming from above the crown of your head into the base of the heart, and exhaling back and up through the crown of the head. Bringing the light of wisdom into the compassion of your heart. Bringing the compassion of your heart and the light of your wisdom back and out and joining with universal wisdom. Draw it in, filling yourself with light, wisdom, compassion. Exhaling, bringing this back and out and into the world. Taking 3 more breaths in this manner. And after you've done that 3rd breath, releasing the visualization and just simply coming in to observing once again. How do you feel? How is your body, your mind, your breath, your energy? Once you've done your observations, just simply for a moment, feel the base of your body, your legs, your sit bones grounding down. Imagine the root of your body reaching down and joining with Mother Earth. Allow yourself to feel that stability now underneath you. Still feeling the light of wisdom and compassion and stability that you have. Let them be there for you through the rest of today, through all the days ahead. As you're ready, turn your palms to face upward and join your thumbs and first fingers together. Joining this chin mudra, our mudra of consciousness, and asking that we bring the consciousness you may have gained in this practice or just reawakened in this practice out and with you as you go off into your day. Bringing then your palms once again together and touching that beautiful place of your heart-mind. On an exhale, lightly bowing your head down to honor all you are, all you experience. Thanking yourself for coming and showing up this morning, being present. May this help you find yourself staying present for yourself, for your loved ones, for all this world. Let's join together, closing our practice as we began with an Om. Again, pronouncing the 3 places, the ah vibrating low in your body, the oo coming up into this heart mind, and the nasal sound probably back behind the eyebrow center, then allowing the silence to rise back and up to that point we were just using. Exhaling together and inhaling. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. Thank you, guys. I'm going to come up here and we're going to unplug this so I can actually hear you. If anyone has anything that you'd like to join in and say, come on in, everyone. How do you feel? Hey, Lindsay.
Great. Thank you, Mary.
Thanks, good to see you, Mary.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, John. All right. Con mucho gusto, Brenda. Well, listen, everyone. Stay safe, stay well. It's a pleasure to share this practice with you. I've been doing this for free and putting them out on my YouTube channel. MaryByerlyYoga.com is my website, and it's Mary Byerly Yoga on YouTube. So if you want to continue doing some classes from what we've done before, they're out there now. I'll be putting this one on. Hopefully, internet stays well. In the next couple weeks, what I'm going to be doing is asking people if they can to make a contribution in whatever way you can to PayPal, which is panacea@gmail.com, and I'll be putting that there via. So if you need to, though, I totally understand. Those of you guys that are out of work and don't have the financial ability, con mucho gusto, please keep joining us. Those of you guys, if you can contribute, this is how I make my living, so I'd appreciate that too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Be well and stay in touch. If there's any questions you have following the practice, please send me a note via social media or through any of those, all of those places, whether it be Instagram or Facebook or Gmail. All right. Love you. Enjoy your day. Ciao.
Bye, Kano.
Bye, Kano.